What's happening, y'all? I go by the name of Joe Ayinde, and I am a father, entrepreneur, artist, and really scared for my life right now. What is this program that always runs? It always runs like when I'm about to do something. It's running continuously, like it's not stopping, it's not ceasing. It really chooses to boot up a lot when I'm planning for a better tomorrow, or even if I'm doing something like planning to go outside. This thing, it always hits, and it hinders me from doing things at times. And it's something that I feel like all of us, everybody in the freaking world, every living thing has struggled with, and that's fear. Like, I had a fear of even getting things started and getting the ball rolling. And when dealing with fear, it's like the worst case scenarios always come to mind. It's always the worst thing. So if I'm even getting ready to go outside, it's like, yo, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna be underprepared, underdressed. I don't know what I'm going outside to. I'm freaking nervous about what may be out there, man. Like, what I'm gonna get into. Like, yo, the stories that run in your head, they just create this panic. Well, for me at least, they create a panic. And then you gotta break it down, like, yo, what the hell is fear? So we got some acronyms. We have acronyms for fear. I know you've heard a few of these before, but let's run a couple. So we have the one: false evidence appearing real. We also have false expectations appearing real. That's something that's like false expectations appearing real, false evidence appearing real. Like that's really the nature of fear. You feel how hindering it is, and it's so real. Whatever you may be thinking about, it's so real. Like, you ever just stare into space, and while you're doing this, not looking at anything, but you're looking at everything going on in your mind. Your mind is just creating a scenario, and it seems like it's so futile to stop it. But the key word is seems, man. It seems like, yo, I know it's possible to stop it, but how do I stop living in this panic, living in this place of the false expectation amidst family? Because a lot of these times it'll be if you notice, when you're going through these panics, you're really up here, but you just may be in the sunniest, rosiest place in the world, but your mind travels to some weird, unknown dimension where you're getting chased by fucking flamingos. It's not a fear of mine, but I don't know. I couldn't really think of anything really with that. But fear will really have you considering the unusual and the out of norm possibilities, the shit that just really doesn't happen, that you really don't hear about happening, but you may have seen on some content that you took in, and now you're like, yo, a meteor might come crashing into my room on some Donnie Darko shit. Just stuff that really just doesn't matter. Fear is a master manipulator. It's a master manipulator. And then when you're manipulated, it's usually just manipulating the energy that you would use to get something great done. Fabricating emotional anxiety regularly. How about that one? I think that's a good one. That works. Fabricating emotional anxiety regularly. And then when you live in a state of fear, when you live in a state of constant anxiety, it's hard for you to progress and to move forward and to dive into your purpose, right? It's hard for you to be, because what you're doing is you're fighting ego against reality. Oh shit. Yeah. You're fighting ego against reality. I jacked that. I did jack that. That's not even mine. I can't even front. But you're fighting ego against reality. And a lot of times, ego gets a bad rap. Many times, a lot of times, ego gets a very bad rap. And in this case, we're gonna give ego a bad rap, and then maybe we can flip that shit. But your ego may be telling you, if your ego is not proud and boisterous and things like that, your ego may just be telling you yo, you can't. And that's the biggest thing. Like when your ego tells you you can't, and you're living inside of this constant looping of, yo, you can't, nah, son. Like just anything. It may not even be like a straight up, yo, like you cannot. It might just be like that. Like you ever get like a word or like a noise that throws you off? Like there's a noise or somebody makes a face and then you're automatically just like, damn, I don't know if I could, man. The ego just made me that minimize that. It will sway you so quick. And that just leads to like failure that is expected and received. Huh? Knocking these all out the park, baby. Failure that is expected and received. Because if you're moving in fear and God answers your prayers or the universe reflects back what you put into it, and you're moving in fear and you're putting out the images of fear, you're casting those out, you're already casting failure, like expected and received. You're putting that out there, so you should expect that to get back to you. And that's one of the things that I really had to learn. Like I had to really, my ego was conflated. I was fighting ego with reality, and a lot of the times I felt like, yo, I should be in this space, but because of what may have happened in my past, or because of something that I've done wrong, or not understanding karma, or for me it was a lot of just like religious ideological abuse that was just brought on my brain. I would feel like my future events are already ruined. So I'd get upset that like, yo, nothing's happening the way it's supposed to, or the way I believe it should. I feel like I should be here, but I'm not monitoring what I'm putting out there. I'm not monitoring and realizing that when I'm going after something, I'm not even really pursuing it wholeheartedly. I'm pursuing it in fear. I'm pursuing it like I can't get it. And of course it's going to be elusive if I'm pursuing something like it's not mine. Why would anybody want to be in your care if they felt like you couldn't hold them down? And that goes for everything. Relationships, that goes for jobs, that goes for any kind of like friendships. If you feel like somebody can't hold you down, you're not going to want to be close to them. And that goes hand in hand with like any of your dreams or anything that you want to accomplish. Like it's just the truth. When you're putting fear out there like that. There was this one time, I think it was like 2014, man. I was living in Ohio. And I was working in the oil field as a dispatcher. It's really, really big. The oil field is 24/7. I was working as a dispatch manager there. Had like 20-something trucks under me. It was crazy. I'm a boy from, New York, downstate, Long Island. Trucking in oil field is not, it's not a thing. You know what I mean? It's not a thing out there. So me coming into this new space, I was already terrified. I'm fucking nervous because, for one, I don't have a voice. I don't feel like I have my voice. I haven't established my core, my core, the chakra is not straight. I'm still working on it. Still working on getting that core, that root, that grit strengthened, or whatever color that is. One of them chakras. And then going into a new field, unsure of myself, it made that learning curve very, very tough for me. So once I started to get it, there was the fear of losing my job because I felt incompetent. I don't want to lose this. This is the most money that I had ever made for my family. Like we're taken care of. We don't have to worry about anything financially, especially with where we were living and how much I was getting paid. But then I had an opportunity. And it's crazy how like opportunity and fear just like like they walk side by side, bro. Like it's like spy versus spy, or like in this grand movie, this stage of life, fear and opportunity seem like they would be pitted against each other, but they dap up all the time. This shit is crazy. I had this opportunity as my boy was he was interning with one of hip-hop's greatest engineers currently, and he had an opportunity to work with this engineer. I'm gonna leave out all names. Just gonna leave out names. So my boy played the president of a very prominent hip-hop label, one of my joints that he had produced. And the president of this label said, yo, get him out here. I want to meet with him. So I fly out from Ohio to California. Now, I'm a dispatch manager. I'm on call. You know, I got my phone with me. I had to set it up so that, you know, somebody could print the bills of lading and all that. Like, you know what I mean? I had to take care of business because this is the job that supplies my family's needs. And I got to make sure this is right, yo. I got this opportunity. I fly out to California. I'm in this studio, working out of this studio. It's a super dope studio run by said engineer. And not said, I didn't say him, but run by the engineer that I'm talking about. And I'm doing joints, I'm smoking joints for sure because it's California. I'm taking it all in, having a great time, waiting for this president of this prominent label to get back. Because this president has his artists in Miami. They are flying back to California the day that I need to get back to work, which was a Monday. I had a decision to make at this point. Do I stay out in California, this close to what I perceive to be my dream, and risk it all? My family's well-being, the bread and butter, you know what I mean? Do I risk it all on that chance and opportunity? Or do I just chalk it up and fly back? And you know what I did? I flew my ass back, man. I flew my ass back because I was scared. I was fearful. I was in the habit of fabricating emotional anxiety regularly to the point that my future events were already ruined because I had a fear of what I could accomplish, what I couldn't accomplish. I feared the greatness. I had a fear of being. And that was something that I had sat with and it haunted me for a while. I would, it would be misguided anger taken out here. It'd be self-loathing, a lot of that, because I couldn't operate in fear. You have to learn how to operate in fear. Fear is not a tangible anything. Fear is not real. You have to face everything and rise. When you're working on yourself, you have to face everything and recover. You have to understand that it's really your mind state. It's really the story that you're telling yourself, because fear and excitement give you that same tingly feeling. So if you're able to change your perspective, if you're able to just adjust your perspective, because you can choose to do that. We choose to think about the things that we have, what we have a choice with in our life overall. Even if somebody if somebody puts you in a weird situation where it's life or death, you still have a choice of your thoughts and how, we have the choice to choose. We choose our thoughts. We choose our right here, everything that nobody can take this away from you, your choice, unless you give it up willingly. So it comes down to doing it scared, man. Fear is really only as real as you make it, because you can still operate in fear. You can totally operate in fear. And don't let it be a hindrance to your process. I'm operating in fear now. I packed up and I moved to California for a little bit. But I left all of my comforts. I left everything to come to California for another opportunity. And I must say, every day fear is knocking at the door. Every day fear greets me as I wake up. But what I also see when I look next to fear is opportunity smiling. I see the opportunity that comes with just going at your fears and doing it scared. I see the benefit. And once you change your perspective and you change that fear into excitement, and it becomes feeling excited and ready, huh? The day becomes more clear and fear doesn't have much of a grasp on you. It doesn't hold on to you as much as, you think it would. So do it scared, because fear can't stop you. Only if you let it. Let fear be an indication that your plans and your dreams are really big. Let fear be an indication that you're dreaming amongst the heavens. Because honestly, would you feel more fear at the bottom of a stoop looking down, or on the top floor of a penthouse looking down? I guess it all rests in perspective. Let's see what this would sound like in song format.
Know you're in a rush, you wanted me to be alone with you. Yeah. I know you're in a rush, you wanted me to be alone with you. Look, every single time I thought about you, it would always stop me in my tracks. I'm chilling in the front, you pop up in the back. When I did a song, you would hop up on the track. You done been consistent, you done have my interests. Every little thing, I would drop it in your lap. You got me in a dream, but you got me in a trap. Feeling like a king with a crown full of cracks and a drip. Some time for rain that's running deep, oh yeah. They drop to my face, I'm wiping the pain, don't wanna look weak, bro.